Throughout human history, many cities have sprung up and flourished with your wealth and prosperity, but over time, they seem to have disappeared from the map. Abandoned cities reflect giant stories of prosperity, change, and the complex realities of life. From historic ruins surrounded by nature, to modern structures that now quietly yearn for the memories of their past residents, these cities are full of mystery and history. In this article, we will discuss the top 10 largest abandoned cities in the world, their stories, and the lessons we can learn from their ruins and quiet existence today. Let's dive into compelling destinations that have stood witness to the passage of time and dreams left in the air. Number 10. KAYAKÖY. KAYAKÖY, also known as Lebessos, is an ancient Greek city located in Turkey. It was founded in the 19th century, and was home to Greek Orthodox Christians. The city flourished and had churches, houses, and shops, testifying to their lifestyle and culture. But at the beginning of the 20th century, Greeks were forced to flee their homes due to the population exchange between Greece and Turkey. In 1923, KAYAKÖY was completely abandoned, leaving behind a stunning city reminiscent of the past. Today, KAYAKÖY is a ghost town, offering a poignant glimpse into the past. Houses and buildings remain standing, telling their history. The broken windows, the crumbling walls, and the scattered belongings testify to the sudden departure of the former inhabitants. KAYAKÖY is a symbol of loss and change, reminding us of the trials that man faces and the constant flow of time. Number 9. Detroit, Michigan, USA. Detroit, Michigan, was founded in 1701 by Antoine Laumot de la Mothe, Sieur de Cadillac. From a small settlement, the city gradually developed and became an important center of trade and industry, especially in the automotive field in the 20th century. Detroit experienced tremendous growth during the Industrial Revolution, where prominent companies such as Ford, General Motors, and Chrysler were established. As the century turned, the city experienced rapid urbanization and population growth. Despite its rich history, Detroit has experienced a harsh recession since the late 20th century, with a steady decline in population caused by people fleeing the city and closings. Factories. In 2013, Detroit filed for bankruptcy, making it the largest municipal bankruptcy in U.S. history. Currently, the city is trying to recover, developing rehabilitation and revitalization projects to restore its vibrancy, and the economy is slowly picking up with the growth of new businesses and communities. Number 8. CRACO, Italy. CRACO is an abandoned town in the region of Basilicata, Italy, founded in the 11th century. The town was originally built on a steep hill and was a center of agriculture and trade throughout the Middle Ages. On the strength of its community, CRACO flourished, known for its historic buildings, churches, and structures that reflected the Italian culture of the time. In the 20th century, the town experienced widespread problems due to natural disasters, including landslides, which posed a danger to its inhabitants. Despite efforts to improve the situation, economic circumstances and continued land subsidence suggested permanent displacement of people. In 1963, CRACO was officially abandoned, and the residents were forced to leave and stop any of their daily activities. Currently, CRACO is considered a ghost town, and has become popular with tourists and filmmakers due to its fascinating scenery and historical value. The town remains part of the region's history and serves as a reminder of the challenges posed by nature and human development. Many projects are underway to preserve and revive the town, aiming to show CRACO's importance in Italian history, as well as its unique architecture and culture. Number 7. Chernobyl, Ukraine. Chernobyl, located in northern Ukraine, was built in 1970 as part of the Soviet Union's ambitious nuclear energy program. The Chernobyl nuclear power plant became one of the main sources of electricity in the region, which helped the rapid development of industry in the country. Despite the successes, there were concerns about the safety of nuclear reactors, which were not adequately addressed during their operation. On April 26, 1986, a serious accident occurred in the plant's second reactor, resulting in an explosion and leakage of a large amount of radioactive material. In the following days, residents of the nearby city of PRIPYAT were evacuated, and the entire area was abandoned. The incident caused widespread fear and concern, not only in Ukraine but around the world, and highlighted the dangers of nuclear energy. Currently, Chernobyl is known not only as a symbol of the disaster but also as a place of study and research. The 30-kilometer exclusion zone continues to experience low levels of radiation, and the former structures have become part of guided tours for visitors. Nature is gradually returning to the area, emphasizing its ability to thrive even in situations that have caused severe damage. Chernobyl serves as a reminder of the dangers of nuclear energy and the lessons learned from this incident. Number 6. BODIE, California, USA. BODIE, California, was founded in 1859 after gold was discovered in the area. In the years that followed, it grew rapidly and became one of the most vibrant mining towns in the western United States. At its peak, BODIE's population reached more than 10,000 people, with shops, bars, and other establishments that flourished alongside the mining industry. Despite the successes, BODIE experienced trials, such as the depletion of minerals and the departure of miners in the last decades of the 19th century. By 1910, the town was largely abandoned, and the last mine closed in 1942. The people eventually left, leaving BODIE as a ghost town full of abandoned buildings and memories of the past. Today, BODIE is a state historic park maintained by California. The structures were not remodeled, but kept in their current state to reflect the true condition of the town at that time. BODIE has become a popular destination for tourists and history buffs, serving as a reminder of the boom and bust cycle of mining towns in the western United States. Number 5. GUNKANJIMA, Japan. GUNKANJIMA, also known as Hashima Island, is a former Japanese industrial island located outside the city of Nagasaki. This small island was first developed in 1887 when Mitsubishi Corporation discovered an underwater coal deposit. For the purpose of extracting coal, the island is said to have residential structures and other facilities to support the workers and their families. At the time of recording in 1959, it had a population of approximately 5,259 people, making it one of the most densely populated areas in the world. After decades of prosperity, the coal industry began to suffer in the 1960s due to Japan's transition to using petroleum as its primary energy source. In 1974, the Mitsubishi Corporation decided to close the coal mine, thus completely abandoning the island. Residents quickly left, leaving buildings and other structures untouched and neglected. Today, GUNKANJIMA is a popular destination for tourists and researchers interested in history and architecture. In 2015, it was declared part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site as part of a group of sites of Meiji Japan's Industrial Revolution. Although there are tours that allow limited visits to the island, it remains with limited access to ensure the safety of visitors due to the danger from the old buildings. Interest in it continues to grow, providing important lessons about industrialism and urbanization. Number 4. KOLMANSKOP, Namibia. KOLMANSKOP, located in Namibia, was built in 1908 as a mining town after diamonds were discovered in the region. The town developed rapidly and became a mining center, where miners and their families lived in stately homes. In its popularity, KOLMANSKOP has modern facilities such as a school, hospital, and a casino, reflecting the wealth of the residents. Over time, diamond production began to decline, and in the 1930s, KOLMANSKOP was gradually abandoned. People leave, and the town becomes a ghost town. Finally, in 1956, it was officially closed, leaving the structures slowly swallowed by the desert. Abandoned houses contain remnants, which emphasize the richness of the past. Today, KOLMANSKOP is a popular destination for tourists and photographers. The buildings have been preserved, and visitors can travel through its streets, see the remains, and experience the unique beauty of the place. The town serves as a symbol of the wealth and history of diamond mining in Namibia, and highlights the industry's impacts on communities. Number 3. Centralia, Pennsylvania. Centralia, Pennsylvania, USA was founded in 1866 as a small coal mining community. Over the years, the town has grown, developed a vibrant community. At its peak, Centralia's population reached over 2,000 residents who supported the local economy based on mining. In 1962, a fire incident occurred at a landfill near the town, which started a subsurface coal fire incident that continued to burn. In the following years, the fire spread underground and posed a serious threat to the safety of residents. In 1983, the government officially abandoned the town, and the inhabitants were evacuated as part of efforts to curb the risk of fire and landslides. Today, Centralia is almost a ghost town, with the remaining structures slowly crumbling. Its population has dwindled to almost nothing, and the remaining residents have simply continued their lives in deficient areas. It is often visited by tourists because of the remaining paths and the smoke coming out from the depths of the earth, which serves as a reminder of the events that took place. Centralia has become a symbol of the dangers of mining and the effects of human activities on nature. Number 2. VAROSHA, Cyprus. VAROSHA is a former mountain range of villages and resorts located north of Famagusta in Cyprus. It was established in the 1970s as a popular tourist destination, especially for those relaxing on the beaches and hotels. The area is known for its beautiful scenery, beautiful beaches, and vibrant nightlife, which have contributed to its development as a major tourism hub in the region. In 1974, a conflict occurred in Cyprus that resulted in Turkey's invasion of the northern part of the island. As a result, many residents and tourists were forced to evacuate from VAROSHA, and the area was left abandoned. VAROSHA became a symbol of people's resentment and concern over the effects of the war, and since then, the resort areas have not been rebuilt, turning many parts of the town into ghost towns. Currently, the status of VAROSHA remains historical and poignant. While parts of the site have begun to reopen for limited visits and inspections, many of the buildings and structures are still in a state of disrepair. The issue of rehabilitating VAROSHA continues to be discussed in the negotiations on the future of Cyprus and its relationship with the international community, with expected developments in the coming years that could open a new chapter for the once colorful town. Number 1. PRIPYAT, Ukraine. PRIPYAT is a former city in northern Ukraine built in the 1970s, specifically as a home for workers and their families working at the nearby Chernobyl nuclear power plant. The city was designed to be a model of a modern community, with facilities such as schools, hospitals, and recreational areas. At the peak of its population, it reached almost 50,000 people, including young people and professionals from different parts of the country. On April 26, 1986, a serious accident occurred at the Chernobyl nuclear power plant, causing widespread radioactive pollution in the surrounding area, including PRIPYAT. Residents were immediately evacuated and left the city with the hope that they would return within a few days. Unfortunately, the dangers caused by radiation defined PRIPYAT as an unsafe place, and over time, it was officially abandoned, becoming a ghost town. Currently, the state of PRIPYAT is a silent reminder of the effects of a nuclear disaster. The area is under strict control by the authorities, and although visiting the city is allowed in tour groups, the conditions of the buildings and infrastructure continue to deteriorate due to the passage of time and nature. The city developed as an attraction for adventurers and researchers wishing to study the impact of nuclear disasters, emphasizing the lessons learned from that tragedy. I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot from our discussion about the top 10 largest abandoned cities around the world. These places provide a glimpse into history and serve as a reminder of nature's ability to reclaim the traces left by humanity. As we close the door on our journey, may this serve as an inspiration to us to appreciate and care for the current cities we live in. Until our next trip, goodbye and thank you for listening. And if you liked our video, just comment in our comment section on what we will talk about next, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and also click our notification bell, so that you are always updated with our newly uploaded videos.